I don't really have much trouble speaking in front of others, but today I'm going to mostly read to you my thoughts because I discovered very quickly while writing this it might be the only way I have any chance of getting through it without ugly crying or even donkey crying, but more about that in a minute. I've met ladies from my tables in the last few years, but many of the rest of you I don't know. To understand why I went to MOMcon in the first place, it might help to have a synopsis of my last year. A little over a year ago, with a toddler underfoot, but also a history of miscarriage, I was able to get pregnant again. I had a grueling pregnancy where I spent many days for over 6 months pulling the toddler off furniture with one arm and barfing into a bag in the other hand, then hauling both of us off to the bathroom to wash off our respective stink. Early in the pregnancy, we lost a twin. The second trimester brought no relief, but even with all my fears, by the grace of God, my baby Shiloh got enough calories to grow healthy and strong. By third trimester, the few calories I was able to consume were all going to my baby girl, and my body had given up everything it had to give. By the time Shiloh was born, I had lost nearly 40 pounds, but if I hear you whisper that I was lucky I didn't have any baby weight to lose, I can't promise I won't ask Jesus permission to punch you in the ear just this once. 6 weeks before I was due, we learned that my husband's company decided to outsource his division. Guys were being laid off, and his last day was to be 2 weeks before my due date, leaving us without a job for him, without health insurance for all of us, before the baby's due date. We welcomed our beautiful daughter a month before she was due. She was perfectly healthy, but I suffered serious complications that required immediate transfusion and surgery. Over the next 8 weeks, I needed 3 additional surgeries, the last of which left me without the ability to carry another child because of errors the doctors made. I was unable to feed my baby or care for my toddler, and these surgeries created complications of their own that have left me with significant mobility and other physical challenges that I'm told will simply take lots of time to heal. Thankfully, my husband was offered a new job mere days after the layoff notice, but to add insult to injury, one of our cars needed to be replaced urgently. The new job God had graciously provided was not a good fit and made my husband miserable while he was carrying a great deal more than his fair share at home, and our roof was destroyed in a hailstorm. I don't say any of this to get your sympathy. I'm telling you because even with great community around us, before going to MOMcon, I was feeling spiritually dead, totally depleted physically, emotionally, and spiritually. To say I was feeling sorry for myself would be a massive understatement. I knew I needed spiritual refreshment and continuing professional education as a full-time stay-at-home mama. If I wanted to tell you about MOMcon, I could tell you about the world-class music and speakers that are hilarious and convicting and encouraging. I could tell you about the workshops that give you new information and tools for marriaging in any corner of momming you can think of, whether you work at home as a full-time mom with your littles or have a side hustle, or are momming your own business with your own business or somebody else's away from home much of the time. I could tell you you'll laugh so hard that tears will run down your leg because, let's be honest, that's the reality for many of us in this crowd. I could tell you you'll party like a mother at mom prom, which is like the very best parts of your first prom, except without any awkwardness, and at the same time lots of fiercely awesome awkwardness. Except there's no mom left behind, whether you came in a group or all by yourself. You'll wake up with a stiff neck because you forgot you're getting older and started side headbanging a la Night at the Roxbury. I could tell you no matter who you are, you'd better skip at least the bottom lash mascara because you will ugly cry. And if you're anything like me, you'll discover there's something even worse than the ugly cry. I call it the donkey cry. God may touch your heart so suddenly and so unexpectedly in the middle of someone else's story that something happens to you that has never happened before. You begin to sob, and that first trying to catch your breath quietly suddenly turns into something that most closely resembles a donkey braying. Would you like to know how mortifying that is? Here's the spoiler. Not one tiny little bit, because what happens is that the arms and tears of the sister mamas you know and the ones you don't immediately surround you, because we're all in this together. When the speaker finishes and everyone stands up, even more arms will wrap around you. while you finish your braying and until well after it has settled back into just an ugly cry. I've never seen or felt anything like it, and what I want most is to bring that home with me and here and share it with every single one of you, even if I have to look at your name tag for the third time because I'm so bad at remembering names. MOMcon is not your mama's Bible conference. MOMcon is your Mama Come to Jesus conference. What I mean by that is God will meet you there. And when he met me there, he showed me he's been meeting me right here all along. MOMcon is great, and I encourage you to beg, borrow, and steal. Okay, maybe not steal to get to MOMcon. But as we talk this year about finding your fire, the biggest gift I got there was learning that I don't have to add building the fire to the long list of things I'm not doing well, or enough, or too much. Finding your fire is not the same thing as building a fire. We already know the source of the flames, and even if we've been too busy, or prideful, or tired, or sick, or hurt, or depleted, he's been right here the whole time. What I learned really did change my life, and I'm going to flip it back around for you to hear today. No matter who you are, you have voices tell you that you are either not enough, or too much, or both. What you need to hear today, and repeat it every single day, is that the one that built the fire will fan the flames if you let him. He loves you so much he'd literally rather leave heaven than go one more minute without being in close relationship with you. Beautiful mamas, you are deeply loved. And while I hope you start planning with me for the trip to MOMcon 2019, I just want you to know that these arms are always available for a side hug, or full-on bear hug, or fist bump, or whatever works for you. Have a great meeting connecting, stretch your comfort zone, and I'm going to stretch mine by promising I'll pray every single day that you find your fire.